Okay, all right, so we have this. All right, so again, sorry it took me some time to get this working, but finally did. All right, here, let me just erase this. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna solve some of these. Okay, so let's consider first the absolute value of 5x plus 4 equals 9. Okay, let's say that then. So again, when you have this, what you want to do is you want to get two equations. You're going to get two equations out of this. Okay? So that's what we're going to have here. So the first equation we're going to get is 5x plus 4 is 9. That's the first equation, right? The second equation that we are going to get is 5x plus 4 is negative 9. So those are two equations that we have to do. Those are two equations. Okay, so how do we solve them? Again, you just want to get x all alone, right? That's what you want to do. You want to get x now all alone. Okay, so let's do that. So we subtract 4 from both sides, right? Doing so, right, the 4's cancel. We get 5 times x is 9 minus 4 is 5. Okay, but we don't want 5x, we want x, right? So what do we do next? Divide. Divide both sides by 5. And once we divide both sides by 5, these cancel. Oh, geez. There we go. These cancel, right? And once those cancel, we're left with x on the left equals 1. We're left with x equals 1. So we have one solution already, right? 1. But is that the only solution? No. Let's now figure out the right-hand side. So from here, it's the same idea, right? We subtract 4 from each side, right? Because again, we want to get x all alone. So we want to get the 4 out of there. So I'm subtracting 4. Once I do that, these 4's cancel. And we get 5 times x is negative 13. That's good. And so now what do? Well, again, we don't want 5x, we want x. So what do? We divide. Divide both sides by 5. The x's here cancel. We get x equals negative 13 over 5. So our two solutions are 1 and negative 13 over 5. Some people, what they'll do is they'll write the solution set this way. I'm pretty sure Lumen does not do this, but I could be wrong. You have the curly braces, and then they'll write 1, comma, negative 13 over 5. That's what some people do. And it doesn't matter in the curly braces what order you write your answers, because with curly braces, the order doesn't matter. Okay. Are there any questions about this? Because if not, we'll do more examples from the worksheet. All right, so let's keep going then. So now we have my absolute value of minus 3 times x plus 9 equals 8. So we have this one to solve. Now, how do we do that? Well, it's just like above, right? What we do is we form two equations. We have minus 3x plus 9 equal to 8. The other equation is minus 3x plus 9 is negative 8. Make that look nicer. Like so. Negative 8. Okay, and we have two equations to solve. Okay, so for the first one, we want to get x all alone, right? So we want the 9 out of there. How do we get the 9 out of there? Well, since it's being added, we do the opposite. We subtract. Like so. So by subtracting, the 9's cancel, and we get minus 3 times x is minus 1. Okay, that's cool. That's good. And now again, we don't want minus 3 times x. We want just x. How do we get x all alone? Well, you're multiplying it by minus 3, so we have to do the opposite, which is divide. Minus 3, right? These x's go bye-bye, they cancel. We get x equals negative 1 over negative 3. But the negatives really cancel as well, so we just get 1 over 3. That's awesome. Now, what about the right-hand side? Well, it's the same steps, actually, right? We want to get the equation on the right side, the second equation. So it's really the same steps, actually. You want to get x all alone, so we subtract 9 from each side, right? The 9's cancel. We get negative 3 times x is equal to negative 17. Okay, so what's next now? Well, next we divide both sides by negative 3, right? And we get x is 17 over 3. I mean, you really don't want to write it as negative 17 over negative 3. It's not wrong, but it's better to cancel the negatives. So those are our two solutions. And again, if you want to write it using curly braces, we have 1 over 3, comma, 17 over, what the heck? 17 over 3. And that's our solution set. All right, that's good. Do you have any questions about this one? Okay. Let's do another one then. So now we're going to have the absolute value of 7 times x plus, I'll move it up, don't worry, plus 5, less than or equal to 6. In the past, I've actually taught how to handle the case when absolute value is greater than something. For time consideration, I'm not going to do that though. So when we have inequality like this, what do? We form this compound inequality. We have 7x plus 5 less than or equal to 6, but that's not all, right? We also do greater than or equal to the negative. We also do greater than or equal to the negative. Awesome. Okay, so what's next on the list? Well, what's next here is we want to get x all alone in the middle, right? Essentially, what we want to get is this for some numbers a and b, because then we can get our solution set. Okay, so let's do that. This is what we want. So what can we do? Well, let's subtract 5 from each side, right? Because we want x all alone in the middle. So getting the 5 out of there, we get 7x. So the 5's cancel. We get 7x x less than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to negative 11. But again, we want x all alone. We don't want 7 times x. So what do? Divide. Divide both sides by 7, like so. Okay. And so in the middle, the 7's go bye-bye. We get x less than or equal to 1 divided by 7. On the other side, it's greater than or equal to negative 11 over 7. Right? And now we have this thing basically, because once we get that, we can get the solution set, right? Normally, it's this closed interval from A to B. So in this case, our solution set would be minus 11 over 7 to 1 over 7, like so. And we can also graph that. Let me just move the thing up because I need my root. So what do? Well, we have the number line. Let me just label some numbers. We have 0. We have 1, 2. Okay. 1 over 7 is between 0 and 1. Negative 1, negative 2. Negative 11 over 7 is between negative 1 and negative 2. Right? So what we do, we form these, let me see if I can draw it, closed circles. Like so. And then, once you get the closed circles, we connect by a straight line. Okay. And so that's what we get. It's kind of hard for me to draw the closed circles. For some reason, Microsoft Whiteboard is not letting me, but I don't know. Anyway, do you have any questions about this one? Okay. So let's see. I think we're going to have to, okay, so basically we have like 10 seconds left, so I guess we'll stop now.